And here we have a big-timers in their natural habitat, buying delicious food at Jimmy John's to feed their ever-present need for nutrition and scrumptiousness.
And carbohydrates.
The life of a big-timer begins at inception, when they crawl from the swamp, shed their husks, spread their wings, and start making YouTube videos. Here we see them. Oh, we startled the big-timers.
Welcome everybody to the Plumes of Hazard. I am your affable host, the Angstful Vapor. Right there to my left is the lovely, the talented Fubaka. And right down there below me is the Blaster of Masters, Mass Blast 09.
Slaunch of farts.
Slaunch. By the way, Todd, I do not have the worst Scottish pronunciation. Slaunch isn't bad.
Just looked at what Chef posted in Discord.
I haven't looked.
You should go look.
I'm way behind.
We can't show it on YouTube. Sorry.
No, we can't. Oh, Chef.
Oh, it's so good.
Hey, gotta be upfront about these things.
Right? Very concise.
Nasty, what are you working on there? That looks like a cylinder of aluminium. Is that your freaking Is that your freaking Chef screwdriver? Asshole.
No, it's my flashlight. It's my battery. Big pencil. Oh, you mean this? Yes, it is. Got tired of looking for a screwdriver, and I just popped that and did it.
One of these days, I'm going to rob you.
Trying to help a friend out. I'm trying to help a crappy friend out.
Mans is taking his lathe with him. Just saying.
Man's taking what?
Mans is taking his lathe with him. And I know he's got stuff to make screwdrivers.
I've been asking him for one for like 6 years.
I know.
I'll start taking it personally at some point.
I may or may not have been asking for one for about the same amount of time.
Yeah. Oh, well. One of these days will be cool enough, I suppose.
And the thing is, like, I don't need it, but I would find a way to put it in the rotation. I would create a need for it, you know?
Absolutely.
It may even just take the... Yeah, I would probably... I could probably keep that in my pocket at work.
Yeah, it's a good rotation.
Wait a minute. So there's not a whole lot of user serviceability on the external parts of a hard drive. What are you doing over there?
I'm not telling you. This isn't tech time.
But it should be.
No, like I said, I'm helping a crappy friend, and I am sending him some hard drives and an enclosure to save his server.
Oh, that crappy friend.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that in the Discord the other day. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah. So I'm transferring some little handles that you used to take it in and out of the enclosure.
I know that face. I'm reading. I know the mass reading chat face.
I'm showing that one. There, let's save that image. So
I'll make you more bigger. One sec. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to do that. There we go.
That one. Yeah, rub and tug. Oops. Man, I'm glad there wasn't a picture there. That would have been horrible.
I am too.
All right. So there we go.
Oh wait, I didn't double click on you. There you go.
Hey, that's artwork. It's not, you know.
We are America's Wang.
You are indeed America's Wang.
And of course,
just like you should be.
And of course, the poop hole. See what that is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
That did not make you okay? Good. Everything looks better now.
Was it potato?
Yeah, you're good. You can go and turn that image off anytime soon. We might get
demonetized.
demonetized.
Oh, sorry. Oh, whoa. We don't want to upset our Patreons.
I think the only thing that might make that one better is if it was actually like a satellite view, so you can see all the topsoil getting kicked out of the delta.
That would be good.
That might be really pretty humorous.
Oh,
Duro is complimenting our, as Americas, we have a pretty good sized dong, which is that's true.
It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's not Asian or anything like that, but
Sharpie Gate Part 2.
Oh shit!
His balls deep. Yeah. Wait a minute. New drums is not good. What?
Nasty's post office is balls deep.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Yeah. So speaking of the battery purge, I actually just saw that today. I don't think I have anything to show on it because I just saw it in passing today. I was literally working all the way up until about 5 minutes before we went live. So I didn't pull the screenshot down, but I did see somebody confirming, and I think they were in the EU. I was literally scrolling by just looking. And I think they said that Samsung had ordered everybody to stop selling their batteries.
Really?
To vapors.
Yeah, because they're going to be able to tell.
Right. But I think the vape-specific stores are going to have to clear out of their...
It's more to clear themselves of any liability.
Right.
It's like that's why Sony did it.
Yeah, but Sony said that. But apparently this guy said they literally sent a cease and desist. Like a legal thing.
So, okay. What happens when you rewrap?
Right.
These are my vape shop top-notch batteries.
Chimmy Opalaka is way down south. This is less balls deep and more towards the tip.
Yep. More towards the beginning of the mushroom.
Yeah, the gland or the whatever that part's called, the glands.
That's where things go to die.
Mm-hmm. You okay there, Fu? Your camera keeps going out.
Although apparently, like, USPS has just been shitty. Like, there's a thread in my local next door about how shitty our local USPS office looks because nobody mows the lawn or does the weeds or anything like that.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm like,
nobody.
Yo, that shit started when they cut back on the money. I'm like, you all wanted to look good? Grab your happy ass over there and fucking do it.
Fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I don't, put shit in USPS boxes for me to worry about what their lawn looks like.
Right.
I want my shit not going through Opalaka. That's it.
Right. Rick Carr confirmed that was the UK, so it wasn't the EU, it was the UK. So I'm not sure how widespread that's going to be, but honestly, I haven't used a Samsung battery in a long time.
Yeah.
But they're classic. That's who made the 25Rs, right? The old Smurfs, and they were great.
It'll be interesting to see how they enforce
the
that.
30Qs are still one of the best regulated batteries, IMO.
True. I'll keep my Sonys.
I wonder what they think about somebody like Mooch testing their batteries. They're going to send him a cease and desist too.
Probably. I'm sure they tried.
You know what he's going to do? You know what he's going to do with that legal notice?
You being too
he's gonna bend it.
Almost in half. Not quite, but almost in half.
Yeah.
The
brim of his hat looks like the Starfleet logo. You know, it's got like, it may even be a little more bendy than that.
Maybe a little bit.
Because there's some different iterations depending on which Star Trek it is.
Mm-hmm. Rick says he believes it was Fogstar. That does sound familiar. I think that may have been who it was. Sony obviously did that a while back, to Foo's point, but then we started getting the Molicel rewraps.
Yeah,
which are
the RSL. Yeah,
just Sony's. But I mean,
you say Molly? Molicel?
Molly? No, hopefully not. I don't know. To me, I still hate the rewraps. I hate them because you never know what you're getting, right? Even
you say it's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, it's like a box of chocolates.
It could be a B grade, C grade, hell, even a D grade.
I don't know. You should just call them party surprise.
Mm-hmm. Or it just could be a surefire, right? You just never know.
It's a surefire way to find out.
You know, I wonder though what, you know, if they're caring about packs or are they caring about single cells?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, all right, so a company buys, you know, 1,000 batteries.
Yeah.
Or, you know, are they going to say something about that? Or that's what I'm saying, like, enforcement is going to be.
Yeah.
Impossible.
But again, I feel like that's just more flexing on their part than anything else.
Yeah.
They're just covering their asses.
Yeah, basically them saying, see, we told you so.
Because they saw the lawsuits and they know what's coming down. And they're just like, oh, shit, yeah.
But it's 2020, right? That's really slow of a reaction if that's really what was causing it.
Yeah,
right?
But I think that a lot of the stuff...
They've probably been contacted by people about this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Chimmy, yeah, doo-doo browns are still fine. If they're still working for you, more power to you. But I switched to my regulated stuff, went over to VTC 6s a long time ago, personally. But no, I mean, those doo-doo browns are fine. I'm sure Motherhead's still running doo-doos. He bought like 50 of them back in the day. He's probably got them all. They're probably all new as hell. I'm sure he's got a whole case of them somewhere. Excuse me.
I have the green LGs, which I've been using when I was still using the Narta on the reg. The green LGs are actually really good. I think they're 3,500. I forget. I remember checking Mooch's test on them on ECF. I forget how they tested, but they're solid.
It's been a minute, and they did come up with the 5Ds. I think Sony did for unregulated, and they performed very similarly to the 5As, but they had a slightly different discharge curve. Like for the first little while, they performed slightly better than the A's, but like on the second half of the battery, the D's still seemed like it beat them out. Excuse me, the A's still beat them out on the overall power curve. Ed, do we still marry batteries? I haven't used a dual battery mod in a really long time, but I seem to remember asking Mooch about that the last time we had him on, which was like 50 years ago. But if I recall, even back then, he was saying you don't really need to marry them.
You do, but for not the reason you think.
Yeah, but you want to keep them
charge
slightly
cycles
in the same general vicinity of your discharge cycles, right?
Yeah, I kept them paired just so they both get equal amounts of charges, you know? Because I tried to charge every pair sequentially as best I could, and I did that pretty well with my Titan batteries, but yeah, I kept them together for that purpose alone, because there would be times where I might charge a couple pairs more, like the couple I take with me on the road or something.
Yeah.
So that's, in my opinion, where it's important, because that's really what matters. I think that's what he said, because if you have battery A has had like maybe 80 cycles on it and one's fresh.
Right.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Right. Just because you don't want the uneven wear, but it's not like anything's gonna blow up if you.
Yeah, it's not like use it. It's not like when you had one AA battery left for your Game Boy because your cunt sister took the other one and made it an uneven pair.
Right.
So you just replaced one of the dead ones with the fresh one. And it worked for a while. Granted, that battery's life was significantly decreased, but yeah, it ain't like that. Vaping ain't like that.
Right.
Unfortunately. I don't remember who I was talking to about that, but I brought that up, and it was one of those yo type moments.
Mm-hmm.
I brought up the replacing one battery. Like, yep, we've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the nerd equivalent of kind of getting stranded on the toilet. You have like just enough toilet paper, to get you by. Right. Not the ideal amount, but just enough.
Yeah, just knock the big chunks out.
Yeah, it got you by.
Yeah, that's right. 25Rs were, in my opinion, always a terrible regulated battery. They're a great unregulated battery, but for regulated, there's always better performing ones. I got something in my throat.
Costello said, "My purple ego married my green Joytech battery and had a baby. Anakin T20." Thanks, Dad. Mm-hmm. That was a fake dad joke.
Was but I watched
nice.
What was it? Teen Titans Go. I saw an episode a while back, and they were talking about uncle jokes, which apparently are like dad jokes, but worse.
Yeah, dude, that show's awesome.
It's surprisingly good. A little bit absurdist as far as the humor goes, but sometimes it's really good.
My niece and nephew got me into it.
I think one of the funniest of that style of TV show I've seen in a long time was one. It was the nose mouth one. Did you ever see Nose Mouth?
Don't think I did.
It was Raven basically got tired of holding herself back, I think, and being okay, and she just basically went kind of evil, and she just started doing just whatever she wanted. And one of the things she did is she wiped out Cyborg's mouth, so he couldn't talk. And at some point, he figured out how to talk with his nose. And there was something about the animation of his little nose, like talking from the side, like a beak of a bird. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
It was really
Dude,
funny.
The art style's great.
It is. It's really good.
It's such like brain mushing humor, but I love it.
Yeah.
Because that's what like when the kids would be here and it was like too hot to go outside, we would just watch TV inside.
Right.
They got me to some pretty good cartoons between that, because I watched like the previous iteration of Teen Titans, which was like the more adult version.
Right.
They got me into Teen Titans Go. Actually, I took them to see. Me and my sister took them to see the movie. The movie was pretty great.
Which one? Which movie?
The Teen Titans Go movie.
I didn't know they did a movie. Wow, I'll have to watch that.
It was definitely worth seeing. There were a couple of like really, really good jokes. There was one in particular that killed me. But yeah, definitely good. You should definitely give We Bare Bears a peep.
You should give what?
We Bare Bears.
We Bare Bears? That's not what I know.
Like We Bare Bears.
I haven't tried that one.
It's about like three like bears that are brothers, and basically in terms of timeline, it's like it switches between them as like kids versus them grown up.
Okay.
So
when you said that the first time, I heard weeb, like they're into anime or something, like weeb bears.
Dude, I know my audience.
Yeah. Oh, we should do a shout out. Hey, what up, Josh? Look, it's Josh Harper. We haven't seen him in a minute.
Oh shit!
Howdy, Tomas Festi. Quad's here, Rick's here, the man, the myth, the legend, Addy Tooney himself, Duro, and Ed.
Drunken vaping uncle here. Yeah, I may have had my Guinnesses a little early tonight.
Yeah. Chimmy,
dude,
and Ace. What up, Dave?
Not 10 minutes after I got in from work, I was like, mug was already on the table on my desk.
You're done.
You're done now.
I actually tried Mass. Have you tried the Blue Point Winter Ale? I'm not checking them out.
I think so.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm not a winter ale guy,
Yeah.
but that one was pretty good. It was pretty smooth.
What makes it a winter ale?
I don't know.
Okay, I was wondering what about winter ales you don't like.
Too full.
Okay.
That's at least what I know. In terms of like technical beer terms, I couldn't tell you. I'm like I've been so far removed from the beer game.
Mm-hmm.
But winter lagers are a different story. Sam Adams winter lagers, but
Are they just a little heavier, like more full-bodied in order to get you through the winter? Is that the idea?
yeah, they're definitely a little bit hardier, but
Yeah, the Sam Adams one is pretty good.
they're a little bit bitier in a good sense. Not like I wouldn't say like a hoppy bite, but
So, I don't think I've ever had a Sam Adams anything that I liked. I can drink some of them. I've had some.
Right.
I don't drink
Yeah,
Boston Lager really anymore, but their summer ale is probably my favorite out of all their shit.
I'm
Their
the, yeah.
Do you like their summer ale too?
No, I'm the same as Angsty. I mean, I can drink them, but it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get one of these.
I want to say.
Oh no, if I see one at a bar, I'm gonna order like just the summer ale. Really, the summer ale's the one I go out of my way for. Like
me unless they make something that looks like motor oil and is as thick as motor oil.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
Plus, dude, the Brooklyn seasonal stuff is so much better.
Right, and that's usually
the
my
Brooklyn
choice.
Lager stuff. They got their summer ale is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Like all time Brooklyn Summer Ale, and then they have the Pennant Ale. It's got like a very like baseball themed label. It's very very cute.
Hey, Rob's helping us out here. Hints of spruce with noble hops equals winter ale. There you go. Thanks, Rob. So I don't tend to go out and just drink alcohol out in the public, typically because it's expensive. But when I do, it's usually a scotch. Usually
you just got to know where to go for happy hour. That's really what it comes down to.
Right, unless it's a good price and something, and I'll definitely pick up a Shiner or something like that. Yeah. Sure. But if I'm looking at a place that's got many drafts, I will usually pick something that's not Sam Adams.
Sure.
Just because I'll go with something that's a little more local, or I'll go with something that looks more interesting, or a Guinness if I'm in the mood for it.
Especially because where you live. I mean, there are tons of great breweries around you that
for sure
you can get local that are going to be on tap locally, you know?
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is I'm the same way. I'm not, going to go out of my way to go, I love doing bottle shares with like friends at their house, just going over, everybody, has, we literally have, we literally have one of our friends' house. We got a vault that we call it, and it's a full-size fridge, just completely full to the brim because they'll be traveling, and I'll be around and whatever. And when we see something, we just grab it and just make a deposit at the vault. We even got an Excel spreadsheet. But what's cool is that you get to taste all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't, right? So Duquesne sent me. We did an exchange. He sent me like 8 or 10, bottles of what he thought were some of the best up there that I was looking for. And I did the same. I sent him a bunch of stuff from Tampa and here but when you start adding up like what you could spend if you go out, I mean, you can find some amazing stuff, some beer that tastes great. And not only that, but then you look at it and you're like, all right, well, if I'm going to drink this and I'm going to drink all these empty calories, I want it to be fucking good, not some, happy hour shit. So
Jimmy Jacobs says, I love me a good beer, but damn, $1 Coors happy hour at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll draw the line at Coors, I think. I don't think I can go that far with you.
Yeah, PBR is my line. I don't go below that. But like in terms of like Guinness, the most Guinness I've had in like one outing is I guess 4.
Dude,
that's actually, that wasn't counting the car bombs we started the night off with, but but yeah, because it fills you up, man.
So I know I'm in the minority when I say this, but I still say, even though everybody says differently, I still say Guinness drinks as light as any other beer. It looks darker, but it goes down so like
I agree.
It goes down smooth, but it does feel like 4.
I hadn't had one on draft in a while, and
It's
we were
thin
at a
for a
Christmas
stout,
party,
yeah.
and they had it on draft. I'm like, oh, it's like I mean, it was like I was just drinking like delicious flavored water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who was it? Old Plumes fan who brought me a homebrewed stout at Vape Bash, the first Vape Bash I went to.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't remember his name. Older fella, but he brought me a raspberry chocolate stout.
Yeah,
and he's like, I think it's like 9%. I drank it, dude. That shit was not 9%, and it was like semi bottom of the keg.
Yeah.
So it was like I got some sediment at the bottom, which was actually really like rich. It was very chocolatey tasting, but at the same time, very basic.
I always say,
I took a crude oil shit the next morning. In short,
10 or 11% represent. Anything above that is I'm down for. Like here, I'll give you an example.
I shit you not, that stout, the part of the keg I got had to have been like 11 or 12.
I'm sure.
It was
I'll give you an example.
fucking strong.
There's a brewery down here called Ellipsis Brewing. They've been coming out with great stuff. You can get a crowler for $18. Mind you, these crowlers are usually, that's 32 ounces of fucking dank beer right there for $18. That's a pretty good deal.
It's cheap.
That is a good deal.
So here's one that they just did. They call it Silent Hill. It's 11.2%. And it's a Russian Imperial Stout with loads of white chocolate and blueberries.
Okay.
Yeah,
send me some of that, and I'll
that's
send you
dankness.
I'll send you some of whatever you want from here.
That's not going to make it to up there. I'll tell you that much.
Because you're going to drink it all.
But
Yeah, no, I miss drinking nice beers. I don't live
Dude,
near my.
You got that brewery right down the street from you.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but I miss being close to a good beer store. I used to be like a half mile from a beverage distributor.
Did you hear that at that brewery somebody got shot a couple days ago?
I'm not surprised given the neighborhood it's in.
Well, so there was a line. There was a line for people waiting for the release, and some guy was like trying to pay somebody to skip the line or something, and somebody shot at him or some shit.
Yeah, people don't get shot over sneakers in NYC. Someone got shot over fucking beer. Wow.
There you go.
I know people have gotten shot over like sneakers in that someone tried to take them off somebody and they refused and so forth. I'm talking about like people waiting online for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one gets shot doing that. And like half the people waiting online are being paid to be there.
I had one that was called Insulin Resistance, and it was from Angry Chair Brewing in Tampa. Dude, that shit was good. That man, you it's good when you pour it in your beer glass and you can see the film just hanging. It's like thickness.
Thickness.
Great breakfast beer.
But yeah, Mass, lately, like the way work's been, the last thing I want to do on Saturday is make plans to do anything because I'm probably sleeping till 12 or 1.
Oh yeah.
So like I come to I don't have breakfast till like 3 o'clock. Like fuck doing anything today. So
Angsty, did you guys see the American Vaping Association post that Senate Bill 966 failed by 16 to 23 vote, and a second vote was then held, at which point 3 legislators switched their votes in support of prohibition. But then, it still prevailed. It says flavored nicotine vaping products will remain legal in Virginia.
No.
Yep. So here is the, I don't know if you can paste it in, or you can pull it up. There's the tweet about it. But I just, the question I have is that's kind of interesting how they can vote, 16 to 23, and then they're like, well, we didn't get the votes we wanted. Let's vote again. Mm-hmm. And then people change their vote. Like, that's weird. But
yeah, I got it up for everybody.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's kind of interesting news.
It is.
That happened yesterday early.
Specifically for Virginia.
And there's also a video of Senator Bill Destep pointing how ridiculous and hypocritical this bill was. That's funny. People are like, so good for about another 3 months or 1.5 butterflies. Yeah. So VA stays open. But Maryland did pass the ban to ban Puff Bar and other flavored disposables. So that was on, actually, that's a WAPO article. It says,
did you say El Guapo?
Yeah, WAPO.
Are you
bans
familiar with El
disposable
Guapo?
e-cigarettes in Maryland closing loophole in Trump policy. Maryland Controller Peter Franchot is opting to do what President Trump wouldn't, ban the sale of disposable flavored e-cigarettes.
Whoa, Josh said Washington's ban's now over? I didn't see that either.
Really?
Because I thought Washington, well, at least state, I thought they went like full, like, bring the hammer down. At least that last I heard. I didn't think it had a time limit on it.
Well, not to shift the conversation to vaping like hardware, but I did buy something.
Yeah, you did. Let's see.
With Angsty's blessing, I bought it.
It was not.
Quite the opposite.
Here, I'll put you on big screen so you can show off your new toy.
Oh wait, no, I have to put it back in the box because the box is pretty great too.
He's like, don't put that on me.
No, that's why I did it, because I knew I'd see his face be like, hold up.
Wow. Hey, hang on. While you do that, I just got a message. This is great. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I just got a message from Google saying, "Hey, we're sorry, but your Gmail account is temporarily unavailable. We apologize for the inconvenience and suggest trying again in a few minutes." Okay, CIA. Thanks. That is great. Yeah, you can view the status dashboard for the current status of the service. Is Gmail down? Let's see.
Or is it the phishing,
Yeah, no, everything's green.
Oh, all right. Eddie says Washington was 90 and out. All right. Fu, you are on big screen whenever you're ready.
All right. So, right, but wait. It's not a real billet box.
If there's no ICANN has chat inside, then it's not a real billet box.
Very fucking true. Where's my? I need to see myself now. I miss Hangouts, man. So I bought this from 3F Vape.
Interesting.
Back it up a little bit.
How's the heft?
Well, this doesn't have a battery in it right now. It's I see. Here's the thing. It's been forever since I used my Rev 3, so I can't even remember. I think they might be equal in weight, but this is a little bit larger, and the weight's distributed a little bit better. Obviously the design is better in the hand. It's rounded.
That battery, or excuse me, the button looks like it's in the wrong spot.
Like, you mean over to the right a little bit?
No, it looks like it's higher. I didn't notice that the first time you held that up. Here, let me bring this back down to normal size, and I'll
hold up. Let me grab the tape measure. You want to measure yours too?
No.
The fuck? No, I'm trying to do some fucking science here.
I don't have a tape measure anywhere around here.
Calipers?
I'm looking for my calipers. Here, I may need to go. I may need to go look for my calipers.
Top of my button measures from the aluminum I'm measuring from.
I found it. All right. Let's do some science. Lord, it's been so long since I broke these things out. I bet you the battery is dead. Yep. Battery is toasty McToasterson. But
so the top of my button measures about 2.5 inches, like the outer of it.
The outer part of
Yeah, the outer part of like the button like frame. 2.5.
Alright, so that's
2.5 inches.
1.3 according to this. Well, that's millimeters though. Hold on. One from the top of the button housing to the top of the billet box.
Oh no, I measured from the bottom.
Oh, from the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, I just lashed my thing on and
From the bottom of the billet
to
box
the top of the button housing.
of the button.
Button housing. I measured to top of the button about like 2.25.
Yeah. So mine is 2.25 to the top of the housing. So that's what I was saying. I think this button's a little farther down. It, just based on just looking at it.
So it's about mine's about 1/4 inch higher.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's not like a direct rip. Interesting.
So yeah. I don't know if we talked about this then, but the 3F vape, this is the SXK version.
Mm.
This has an authentic DNA 60 in it.
Yeah, some of them did.
I do need to cut my nails, but they're clean. I haven't put anything in. I don't actually. I need to buy an Addy for this thing. It kind of just showed up earlier than I expected. So I haven't gotten coronavirus yet from it. This did come from China.
Yeah, that's good. If you wiped it down a little bit.
I didn't.
Oh, dear.
Raw dogged it. Yeah.
No, Addy. Unfortunately, my.
I'm not big screened anymore. I licked it.
No.
Damn.
So
I'm just trying to give the internet what they want.
So no, I didn't. I just used the manual lines on the calipers because my battery.
It tasted like 40% yearly, 40% labor turnover.
So I was saying before the show, I think you need to get in the. You need to hit up Sean and get his Zeta from him. That's what I think.
Damn it.
Because he's not going to use it. He bought it, but I told him before he bought it that he's not going to like it because it's a billet box Addy. Sean doesn't like to get his fingers dirty. Drives him crazy.
But his fingers are dirty.
Yeah.
His fingers are disgusting, but he still doesn't like it. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I can't do a De Niro face. Oh.
What you say?
Oh, look, it's cheap.
But yeah.
Victor should get a real job. Who? Victor? What?
What? My boss's name is Victor.
Victor?
Victor.
Victor. All right. So, what else was I going to talk about? Hey, Foo, what, so obviously I know kind of what you're vaping on, but what are you vaping inside of your new Chillet box?
Nothing.
Oh,
Chillet box.
You had it loaded up earlier, right?
No, I just stuck a battery in it when I took the photo.
I thought I saw you with I thought you had an Addy in it. You did have an Addy in it. You posted.
There is. It can't. Yeah, it's already installed in there. I didn't do shit to it. Honestly, the only juice I have right now that I could put in there is Snowdrift. I ain't doing that. So
what's the Addy though?
I think it has the billet bridge pre-installed.
Because that looks like the Kanga rebuildable.
Actually, it is the Kanga rebuildable head.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I blame China for that one.
Right. So it came with a Kanga rebuildable and some sort of bridge to make it fit.
Yeah, there's some other shit in here. Kanga coil adapter.
Mm-hmm.
Aspire Nautilus coil adapter.
The real one does come with a Kanga adapter these days, apparently.
About fucking time.
Yeah.
Shit. It came with, the extra seals and such.
Mm-hmm.
I got it for like $99 shipped.
Really?
I got it. I got a DNA 60 mod for $99.
That's more expensive than I thought it would be.
Oh, this is a pretty good fucking quality for what it is.
Yeah.
Because basically my issue was just getting the mod itself was going to be like, close to $3 and then atomizer and then, omen tip button. That's like, it's fucking steep.
Yeah.
So
it adds up when you start pimping it out.
So we'll make it for that by buying a clone.
Chimichango says, how much blaspheme points is it to throw a gold Zeta in that? It's several blaspheme points, but you'll probably get over it.
And then blaspheme, it's like, all right, I mean, if you're cool with not having any dignity, by all means, do it. And being a lesser human being.
Dude, but if you had a gold Zeta in there and you had a purple built box, you could like go down to LSU area and like hang out. Right?
Why would I want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Want to get drunk? See some ugly
Yeah.
titties?
Are the internal dimensions the same? Like, are the tanks fit the same?
I don't have a real. Wait, does the Rev 3 Boro still fit? Does that fit in here, or is it different?
The Rev 3 is different. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it was basically the same idea, but I think the legs on the bottom of the tank, I think those are slightly different.
Yeah, I think the Rev 3 Boro is higher capacity.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not, I'm not unpacking that shit for comparison. Like, I love science, but right now, fuck science.
Right.
I mean,
Chimichango says they're close. The dimensions are pretty close, but
shame on you, Fu. Look, I'm Duro's hero right now, so that doesn't happen very often.
no, because you bought a DNA board. You were demoted from hero when you bought a DNA board.
Hey, look, your dad can't be everybody's hero, okay?
Oh man, I am. I'm starving. I haven't eaten yet, and I'm hungry. What's there to talk about tonight? I don't think so. I've been threatening to buy new batteries for like a year. I still haven't done it. I keep waiting, like thinking maybe like some new cool battery tech will come out or something. But last I talked to Mooch, which was granted a few months ago, it was just like, yeah, just the 5.8s are still fine. Okay.
He had he had a shootout recently, I believe, a battery shootout. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Mira.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Tiene una USB port.
You do have that on the DNA, or on the other.
I wipe this thing off.
So if it's a direct laser scan, Festy, that's what I was saying. I mean, because like visually, the button looks like it's in a different place. But what do I know? I don't have one in my hand. I'm just saying, just looks like that.
Maybe it's just a collar.
I only have a real billet box.
That's not what I meant.
I know. I'm just doing a little hyperbole.
Little hyperbole. There's nothing wrong with a little hyperbole.
I was just echoing Hemo.
Right. Massey, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Here's my question. We passed a law here in the States not too long ago, just a year or two ago or something like that, that explicitly allows people to work on their own electronics, right?
Here we go. Yep. And
my question is are the non-tamper like labels, are they now basically like verboten? Or you just can't they just can't hold that against you if you did break them?
Well, so here I'll give you an example. I mean, let's look at the car industry, okay? Because this all really started. People want to say Apple, but it didn't. It started with John Deere,
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And they were the main proponents that got enough lobbying to pass laws that stated you cannot make any modifications, get into any of the software, fix, diagnose anything with your John Deere tractor.
Right. It was
Farms aren't
you
close
didn't
to
actually own it, right? You basically is like a
didn't own
long-term
it.
lease kind of thing, right?
Yep, long-term lease. You did not own the software, all that. I mean, and, you know, we've had software agreements for ages,
Right.
also, right? Well, what started happening was a shift in companies like Apple and people like CompTIA, which are, you know, one of the main certification, you know, getting companies, really lobbying for passing a, you know, trying to, you know, go against the right to repair.
Right.
Yo, you know why? Because they're against the fucking self-taught man getting a job in IT.
Well, so for one example, looking at vehicles is all right. Different states have different laws about this when it comes to your warranty, right? So are you going to void your warranty if you run a wire, you know, and different, like, for example, here in Florida, they have to go above and beyond to show that what you did caused the issue, and then they can try to say that you voided the warranty, right? Now, obviously, we know that void warranty stickers is a whole nother story.
Yeah.
When it comes to actual electronics, okay? Because I can take the sticker off and I can open it up because you know what? I don't give a shit about the warranty, right? So, but it comes down to every state's laws when it comes to that warranty piece. Now, with all of this right to repair, you know, situation, you know, I don't know where, you know, that stands now about, you know, the warranties, you know, the void warranty stickers or the void stickers or the holograms or whatever it is.
Right.
And did Foo showing the billet box kind of remind you of that because it didn't have the sticker?
Right, because it didn't have the sticker.
Oh yeah, yep. And
at least they didn't clone that.
You know, yeah, well, and you know, look, I get it, right? Why somebody like Billet Box would want to put a void warranty sticker on there, but
because it is a bit of a delicate harness inside of there, right? That particular in the Billet Box in particular, everything's in there just so you over torque that shit, you'll crack your screen. You can do a bunch of stuff really easily.
And here's the way I feel about this. Okay, if you are going as far as needing to cut that sticker. Okay. I strongly and firmly believe that you should take 100% responsibility for what you're about to do.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's fair.
Coming from the voider himself.
Well, right. Well, here's why. Because you can go from electronics to vehicles and anything like that. Look, if you still owe money on a vehicle, do you really want to put a tuner on it? A lot of people are like, fuck yeah, you know, I want to, you know, boss the wall. Well, don't be that person that does that, and then you take it back in for a warranty repair because of what you could have done, blew the fucking engine up, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with your, you know, void stickers. If you have that billet box and for some reason you want to, you know, change something on it. Now, I have a problem with physical hardware changing, not electronics, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to change the button in your billet box, you should goddamn be able to change your fucking button, right? Without voiding the warranty, right? Why don't make a device that you can accessorize and then leave certain things not be able to be accessorized, right? Yeah. So, you know, you got lids, you got different colors. So, you know, a material piece hardware, a non-moving object, something that's not electronic, absolutely. Now, the electronics, yes. And the reason I say is because I've been on both sides of that. You know, I wouldn't want someone who I have made a mod for them to be going in there and, you know, possibly trying to fix something themselves and then screwing it up even more when I know they're going to return it.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So I would rather say, just don't open it, don't touch it, send it to me, you know, fix it. You know, we did that every time with the Titan boxes. And, you know, and like even before that, specialized mods that I had made, you know, it was kind of like, look, there's no warranty with this because it's very delicate and certain things are, either epoxied in or whatever it is. If it dies, it dies. And a lot of people are fine with that. But I think that I think that if there's a reason for you to either cut the sticker or open something up, I think that you should be prepared to possibly let the smoke out of it.
Right.
So,
and I'm in the exact same spot. I completely hold the same opinion. Like as far as the whole John Deere tractor thing, it's jacked up. That should totally have been illegal, right? You should definitely be able to fix your own tractor or your car or whatever, right? But
yeah,
I do kind of intellectually understand the position of the companies saying, look, you can do that if you want, that's fine, but don't expect me to fix it if you break it. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, I have the problem when you can't even hook up a freaking scanner tool
right
to see what's wrong with it. That can legally, they can legally take you to court and sue you for that. And so, and of course, here's the thing. You got Apple, which is the main one that's been, pushing for these, state by state, legislation that doesn't allow you to fix your electronics. Man, as a voider of warranties myself, I think that is a huge mistake, to do something like that. I get it from Apple's perspective because they are trying to protect their equipment. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you buy something without the expectation of returning it, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want with it.
Sure.
And and the bigger issue is I'll give you an example. I had a year-old MacBook Pro that I had to basically forensically preserve the data on that hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to hook any software up, and I know that there's plenty of software that you can hook up via USB to basically image it, forensically, all that stuff. No, yeah. I want the hard drive out of there. I want that hard drive in a safety deposit box, and I want to put a new hard drive in it. It is impossible I'm not going to say impossible, but it is very close to impossible for you to get another hard drive just to put in the machine. Yeah. They're going to say, well, what's wrong with the one that's in there? No, I want to take that out and physically put it away. I want a new drive in there. Now, you can go online and find a lot of, retailers that will sell you, a drive that, could possibly go in there. Mm-hmm. But you can't just grab your M.2 and put it in there.
Right.
Oh, what I mean?
And the new ones, the SSD is part of the logic board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I mean, and that's fine. Your people are asking you to make things thinner, lighter, more compact. I mean, I've taken the iPhone 10, apart, and I showed some pictures of it on how it's a layered, sandwich board that has vias on the edges, mm-hmm. Where there's copper, Right. So I get it. But
and some of that's done for space.
Yeah, the PCB changed drastically from the 8 to the X, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the other thing just to throw this in there, the other thing that I kind of get is again, to your point, expecting Apple to fix or whatever, or depending on Apple, being able to return it or whatever if you crack the screen or whatever, even if it's inside a warranty, and not being able to replace it more inexpensively. If you've ever watched, and I'm sure a lot of people have, I know you have, if you ever watched like the Jerry Rig Everything guy, like tear mm-hmm. apart an iPhone, it is a process, like a crazy process. Yeah. They've got that thing down so small that shit's glued together, epoxied in some spots, one-sided tape. Like it's no joke.
Some sides it's soldered together. That main board that I took apart, it was under a microscope, and I had to heat it up because there's no way to get a soldering iron on there.
Right.
You have to use a hot air rework station to get it to come apart.
You have to flow solder those things.
Yep. And I just, I wish it would have been as simple as just going and buying a hard drive and putting it in there. Right. But, and places like You Break, I Fix, mm-hmm. I don't know. I just heard, they are paying a ton of money to be able to work on, Apple devices. And what are you going to do when you're a company that all you do is repairs? Like, Lou Rosman's repair shop that all he does is repair Macs.
Yeah.
And he's having to scour the internet in
parts,
Asian and overseas back alleys to get parts. And even when he gets the parts, when they come through customs, Apple's like, they know his address and they're like, none of this shit's getting to him. I mean, like, that's serious.
Dude,
serious.
He lives in Washington, right?
No, he's in New York.
No, okay. I was thinking of someone. Okay, so no, I was thinking of someone different. So you saw the thing that Spoon posted in our Discord, the hearing from Washington about right to repair.
Yeah.
So one of the founders of Amazon, who doesn't work for the company anymore, he spoke at it.
Yeah.
The big picture of that is that he's like, basically, he was like, I learned how to do what I do, taking shit apart.
Yeah.
And he's like, we can't be a gatekeeper of that. And he's like, kids in Taiwan shouldn't be the only ones who should know how to take these things apart and repair them. It's like there comes a point, this is how he learns shit, is taking shit apart.
Well,
and making it incredibly hard. And so we're basically like dumbing down kids in that sense.
I mean, and again, Apple just got hit with I don't know if it was a fine or what, because they have proven that they are slowing down older phones.
Right.
And again, I'm not wanting to pick on Apple.
Did you hear about the fine they got?
But I don't know what the fine was, but
it was fucking peanuts, 25 million.
Yeah. So, but here I'll give you
right. I mean, they did it.
Sure.
For older phones, batteries that have been lots of cycles on them, in order to keep running the same software everybody else is running. Right. They just should have done a better job communicating that.
Well, here's the thing, though. That 25 million is still probably worth it to them, because they probably made way more than that doing it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's like a service fee almost.
I always hate, throwing away, any electronics, right? Because I have pulled parts off, and obviously if you tinker it, it helps you. But even older phones, like, all right, a friend of mine needs a CPU monitor. All right, just take the phone, put Android on it, root it, do this. And the same thing with an iPhone. You know how many people like old iPhones that I've given, friends, and what do? All they do is load music on them and just throw them in their car and leave them in the console, hooked up USB. There's your freaking iPod player, 16, 18, the 128 gigs, whatever. Whatever it is, they want to use. And I really see that the whole push of, the whole right to repair and people being against it just as a money grab. I understand protecting your intellectual property. I understand protecting your plans and everything else. But when the leaks
consumers shouldn't be opposed
from here, I mean, when somebody posted, in our chat, the new design comes out, and Asian countries are Control C, right away. I mean, that's where all that is happening. I mean, we went through this with mods, how Evolve tried to protect their board as much as possible, and there was already DNA clones coming out right away. So it's going to happen. They see a big enough, need or want for it, they're going to do it. So.
Right. And I think that's what we're talking about. About John Deere, he says that's not even about mods. It's if you're replacing a 100% mechanical water pump with a John Deere part, it still has to be paired with a computer and the engine to run. And that's true. And that's what we're talking about. It's messed up. You can't repair your own stuff if you're not asking them to warranty it. But I mean, especially with something like that, and with like a salt of the earth dude that's plowing his own, fields, he's gonna know how to replace a water pump or whatever it is. Just take it out. Even if you put the legit part back in there, you should be able to do that if he's got it done. He shouldn't have to take his tractor.
Exactly. And a lot of times, depending on what it is, a lot of us guys, we buy the OEM parts anyway.
Right.
It's just we're saving we're saving the cost of the labor and getting upcharged for the part.
I can tell you with certain manufacturers, and I'll tell you this, and there are going to be Ford haters in here or whatever. I've driven everything, right? But I will tell you that in my experience, Ford OEM parts last a hell of a long fucking time compared to aftermarket parts. Like whether it's brakes, whether it is and the way people, it's hard to get people to understand, but you got to look at it this way. How much fucking time do you want to be wasting on changing something that when you could have just paid $10, $15 more and just changed it right?
Exactly.
From the get-go.
Like my washer, when I had to replace the, what do they call them? The agitator, the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
What they call them. I had to replace those, and I had to replace the motor coupler. And while I was at it, I replaced the water pump. The water pump was like $30. OEM water pump was like 30. So altogether, it's like $70 in parts and tools for me to fix my washer up for God knows how many more years for the next people that are currently living there.
There was and this isn't so much as right to repair, but the way that companies keep you spending money with them. Mm-hmm. There was a sharp uptick there a while when inkjet printers came out. Mm-hmm. HP started putting the fucking chips on their cartridges, and on the cartridges themselves. So
I had to deal with that bullshit last week.
Right, even aftermarket ones were having a problem because it would detect that it wasn't an original cartridge, and the printer itself, software-wise, will degrade the images and degrade stuff just to fuck with you because of that, right? So, then Keurig, when Keurig started putting the fucking readers on their on the pods themselves. So when you use the different, and we can go on and on, so and that kind of had stymied off, but now it's coming back. Where now even like, let's say the water filters for some of these newer fridges, well, what are they coming with? They're coming with an RFID tag in them. All right. So people are, they're going on Amazon, buying the filter and taking the filter apart and just taping the stuff to the aftermarket filters. So they can have, after that filter's done, they can have an aftermarket filter put in. Just stuff like that is what's kind of, keep you in spending money with that specific company. So, but
oh yeah. And so that washer I fixed was like in a late 90s Whirlpool. That's top loader washer master race, by the way. Where's that?
I can't say much about washers because I had them blow up. So.
No. Yeah. Well, at least it was the right.
And that.
No. That was the dryer that he bought the wrong one, right? Because he didn't realize what kind of dryer he had.
Who's that?
Sean.
Oh yeah. Well, so the whole and it's funny because the whole thing with the washer is then another response on how some of these companies deal with issues in a completely insane way. What was the fix after all these washers started blowing up? Oh, there's a metal kit that will hold the lid down so when it does blow up, it doesn't go and smash shit around. That's not the fix. When it all came from the I don't know if you ever knew, but the reason those washers were doing that was because of a single component on the electronics board was burning out, and it did not detect the out of balance situation, and it just kept spinning faster and spinning faster and spinning faster until it fucking grenaded itself.
Yeah, until that harmonic resonance.
A little 2 cent part, 3 cent, chip.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So when time came, so the dryer, so we got washer we bought after we got the house. The dryer burnt out like maybe 8-9 years ago. We bought a new one. We bought one with knobs.
Yeah,
because that was the thing, is because of shit like that. Like, like as much as I love the idea of having digital everything, if you have to replace a board, you have to buy the one from them, and that shit is not cheap. And it's a pain in the dick to get into those assemblies a lot of the time, and just a knob, like, oh, just give me knobs, man.
But I think too, we as a society, at least in the U.S., are we were pushing students towards STEM fields because believe it or not, there is a gigantic deficit in those fields right now, where they are just not being able to produce stuff or do things in the US, and that's the problem I have is you got these people going, buy American, fuck overseas, do all this stuff. You can't, because no one can make this stuff here, even if they wanted to, even if you were wanting to pay 100% over MSRP, okay? It doesn't matter because we don't have the people to staff the lines or do or design or engineer these things. So
Mike Rowe's been saying that for a while.
And that's, now you go to something like the right to repair. Are people going to have to worry about what their kids are taking apart or putting together, electronics or whatever it is? So, anyways,
not to get us kicked off on a long thing, but that did. The billet box thing did make me think about the stickers.
I looked, as soon as he showed it, I was like, oh, it doesn't have the void sticker on it. So, I mean, what would be neat is just send the billet box in the billet box to get it repaired.
Mine still has the sticker on it, but that's because I folded it back down. You can see the
sure. See, and that's another thing too is that it's really petty for a company to not honor something on a sticker, because I'm telling you right down here in Florida, the humidity will fucking destroy any sticker if it stays outside for too long, do whatever it is. So it's like, be prepared for it to just, melt right off. The glue doesn't hold up very well. And there's been a lot of issues with that,
Right. I completely agree, Festy, by the way. I do, as much as I love having digitally whatever's, the idea of the Tesla design where you've got 0 knobs, that does make you have to look. Like, it's not a tactile thing that you can just reach over and touch. And I think I would be perfectly fine with almost anything except for like the volume knob and a couple very, very simple, very high.
I need a tuning knob too, man. I still listen to the radio.
Yeah. I just want like a volume knob, and then and that being an on-off too, or something like that, or a mute if you tap it.
So I'll tell you what's kind of weird is the car is now removing the shifters and having push button.
Mm-hmm.
Where you just have the park, neutral, and drive.
Right.
And you have to put, you're looking for that. Where's the shifter? So, and I mean, I know, German cars have had, the knob to turn, set the gears and stuff like that. But it's definitely something you do miss. Mm-hmm. Tesla was another one with the original Teslas that came out that had problems with the CPU that they were using.
Yeah.
And that was a whole nother debacle, because there was literally a set amount of reading and writing that you could do, because these computers were using, a volatile memory that after, 5-6 years or 3 or 4 years, whatever it was just going to stop working.
Right.
So people were freaking out trying to go out and buy these things and have some in stock for it. So it was fast. Yeah, it was really good, but you gave up some of that.
Speaking of right to repair, Mass, you're privy to the PS Vita craze that's going on in our Discord.
Yeah.
It's such a great, relatable example. Yeah. Because apparently PS Vita hacking has gotten awesome in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want one too, but because I had a PSP when I was in high school, and that shit was awesome. Modded the fuck out of it.
I think it was a cool piece of hardware. I never
because
it was cool.
I could hack mine, and I could still play games online. Like my physics class was connected to another physics classroom, but it was connected by an office. But me and Dan playing 2 of the other kids in the other class during because basically our periods overlapped. So we had lab the same period, so we'd be playing FIFA on PSP on the school Wi-Fi during lab. Yeah, those were the days.
All right, everybody. It has been an excellent time hanging out with you guys. I appreciate you guys coming out. We will see you guys back next week. Same Plumes time, same Plumes channel. You guys take it sleazy. Peace out.
Wu-Tang.